Welcome to Inlec online tutorial. Before us is this question in depression and elevation. Now the question reads that the foot of two vertical poles of height 3 meter and 7 meter are in line, stay here, with a point P on the ground. Now the smaller pole being between the taller pole and P and at a distance of 20 meters from P. Now the angle of elevation of top T of the taller pole from the top R of the smaller pole is 30 degrees. And we are told to calculate 1. The distance RT, 2. The distance of the foot of the taller pole from P correct to 3 significant figure, and 3. Angle of elevation of T from P correct to 1 decimal place. Please, if you are new to my channel, please ensure to subscribe or to like. If you're on Facebook, then if you're on YouTube, ensure you subscribe to this channel so that every of my videos in physics and chemistry you always get notified first. Now, first of all, let us see how we'll resolve this question. Now, the first line of this question says that the foot of two vertical poles of height now are in line with a point P. Now let us assume this is our point P, and let's assume this is our ground. Okay, now this is the taller pole, which is 7 centimeter. Now let's assume this is our smaller pole, which is our 3 centimeter. Okay, all right, and ground P. Okay, now let us say let us say this is a smaller pole and taller pole, S and T. Now the taller pole P, okay, and at a distance of 20 meters from P. Because that the smaller pole, this smaller pole is 20 meters from, so that which means the distance from here to here is 20 centimeters. Now what else again? Now the angle of elevation of top T, which means this at this point here, of the taller pole from R of the smaller pole. Okay, so let's make this R since we are told this is R. Now angle of elevation in this case, how to measure your angle of elevation? If let's assume that this is someone's head, okay, now this is the eye. Ideally your eye is meant to move straight this way, right, horizontally. Now if by chance probably you see a bird somewhere around here flying, now and you decide to move your eye to view this bird, okay, now the angle up here is what we call the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation. Now peradventure, maybe you see an object, let us say probably a worm, and you choose to view. Take note, this is your original part of view, which is this horizontal. Let's say this is O. Now you choose to view this worm. Now from this horizontal point down here is your angle of depression. Okay, now taking cognizance of this, now we can now show here that the angle of elevation, now from here up here and this is what? 30 degree according to the question. Okay? Alright. So what do we do here now? Now we are told to calculate. Now this is t on top here. Alright. And let's make this one r. Okay. So with this now, I guess we are good to go. Now the distance RT, that is from here to here, is what we're looking for. Okay. And let us take note that from here, from the top here down here is 7 meters. Now if from here to the top here is 7 meters, and take note originally from here to here, which is the smaller pole, is 3 meters. Taking the same dimension away from the 7 meters, it means here also will be 3 meters, and here will be what? 4 meters. With this now, we can find RT. Now drafting that out, this is 30, and this is 4. So with this now, we can actually find here. Let's make this one X. Okay, so this side facing the angle here is called the opposite. Now the longest side here is the what? Hypotenuse. Now from our SOHCAHTOA, we can establish the relationship between this angle here, opposite and hypotenuse, will give us sine theta equals to what? Opposite over what? Hypotenuse. Now our angle sine theta, that will be sine 30. That will be sine 30. Opposite, which is 4. All over what? Hypotenuse. And now hypotenuse is actually our what? Our RT. Okay, let me replace it with RT. Alright. So with this now, sine theta should give us 1 over 2, which is half. 1 all over 2 equals 4 all over RT. Now cross multiplying, RT multiplied by 1, you have what? RT. And 2 multiplied by 4, you have what? 8 meters. Alright, so our RT here is 8 meters. The next thing we need to look for here is the distance of the foot of the taller pole from P to here. Okay? Alright. Now, from here to here is 20. Now, from here to here, we don't know. But we just need to find. Okay, we actually told to calculate from P to T. Right? Yeah. But we don't know from S to T. Alright. Now taking cognizant of this triangle, which is this, now that we've established by calculation that here is 8 meters. Okay? So, and this triangle is a right angle triangle because this is a straight line. Okay? This is also a straight line, and this is also a straight line, making here 90 degrees. Okay, now since this is a right angle triangle, we can actually use the Pythagoras theorem to solve for the value of ST, where our 8 here is the hypotenuse, our 4 here is the opposite, and here will be the what? Adjacent. Now taking cognizant of this, we know that hypotenuse squared equals opposite squared plus a squared. Now this is the Pythagoras what? Theorem. Okay, now since we have this, and the reasons why we are using the Pythagoras theorem to solve this is because we have 2 known sides and 1 unknown. Okay, all right, so hypotenuse here is 8, then equals our opposite is 4, now plus hypotenuse squared, okay, which is the distance between s and t. So let us replace it with what? St or squared. St squared. Now this is 64 because 8 times 8 is 64. Now this one will be 16 because 4 times 4 is 16 plus st squared. Okay? Alright, so to this end, let us subtract 16 from both sides. So here you have, this is 8, 48, then equals st squared, which would, for us to remove this square here, you have to square root both sides. And by square rooting both sides, you have that st then equals the square root of what? 48. Alright, and the square root of 48 now is 6.9282. Let me stop here. Now we are told to put it correct to what? 3 significant figure. So here you have 1 significant figure, 2 significant figure, and 3 significant figure. Alright, but however we have 8 here, we have to round it up. Why? Because this is more than 4. Okay, so we have to round it up. It becomes 1, we add it to 2, making what? 3. So at the end of the day, we have 6.93 meters. Okay? Okay. So from here to here is what? 6.93 meters to 3 significant figure. Now we are told to calculate what? The angle of elevation of T from P. Of T from P. So let's just take, alright? Let's make it here. Okay. So the angle of elevation is what we're looking here at this point. Okay, now with this now, we now know that from P to T is 20 plus 6.29, which is 26.93. Sorry, 6.39. And the height here is 7. So at this point, we can actually redraw the triangle like this. 26.93. Let us make this alpha. That is the angle. That is the angle of elevation. Then here you have your 7 centimeter. Okay. All right. So working with this triangle here and having using our Suka tool here. Now you can see that here we have angle. We have 7 here. So the side facing this angle here is our opposite. Now, and at the bottom here, we have 26.9, which is our what? Adjacent. So we have tau. So tan theta or tan alpha equals opposite over what? Adjacent. Now opposite here is what? 7 all over 26.93. So 7 divided by 26.93, and you get to have tan alpha 0.2599. Okay, let's just make it there. So the next one is what? That alpha will now become the inverse of tan of 0.2599. So there we have it, that alpha will give us what? 14.57. Okay, to 1 decimal place. So this is our decimal. So here we now have 1, that is after the decimal, which is what? 1 decimal place. But the next value here is 7, that is after 5 is 7. So, and it's greater than 4, so we have to round it up. It becomes 1. You add it to 5, it becomes 6. So approximately 14.6 degrees. Alright, here is the solution to the question. And if you love what I've just done, please ensure you share this to your learned colleagues. Thank you and God bless you.